All right, so this is URA, just absolute monster move on the upside. Just see, if you can see anything super clear, not obviously clear to me in terms of any more dominant price pattern. Look how nice that is, right? Getting tighter and tighter and tighter. This is on the weekly. You see that, and then you got the break. Very calculated. This one more of a broadening look here on URA in terms of what's really happening. So what does that say? It would not be unreasonable to see a move over the 35 area here on the upside on the intermediate term, right? This is a broadening look on the EFA, right? This is the opposite. This is getting really, really tight, and that created the opportunity here. Off of that low that obviously formed in the early part of April, not unreasonable to see over 35. If we now shift over to the shorter time frames, which is the daily, obviously super strong. We have actually 3 gaps, which is interesting. 1, maybe I missed one, but 2, and then 3. So that's run a long way. 3 gaps is fairly rare to actually not be filled, so I'd be looking for this to get a trace back on the downside, or a retrace, I should say, back somewhere into that rising ribbon around 30.88 to 29.90. There's a trough that's due somewhere in the early part of June, early to mid-June, and then look for this. Look for this to get a move right back up. So still interested, and I do see fairly good odds of a move back towards these old highs and higher, as I said, somewhere over 35 in that core broadening pattern that I'm looking at. Very clear, very, very clear. Look at that, right? That's what's really happening. So rather than saying, wow, look at that huge move down, I can't buy this. See the core structure in the market. That's what I mean when I say, core structure. That is what it is. This is a broadening pattern. So if you see a sharp move down like that, go up a time frame and see if you're able to see a more dominant pattern. And you just have to train your eyes on this, because these are there. They're all there. You can see even back here. Look at that little lower low and then higher low. This is an inverted head and shoulders that form the bottom. You see, these are those more clear pictures that can give you that huge edge in terms of really seeing what's actually happening. Most folks just lose sight of things. They're just saying, well, what's right? Wow, look at that huge move down, and then they just don't care about it. You are missing the actual picture. Look at that broadening. That's what's really happening. All right, so very, very important here in terms of how we saw this this low in URA, and what has obviously, happened since that point is just absolutely huge. And I don't think it's actually done.